Lincoln Park houses in Chicago, one of Chicago's best neighborhoods. Paul Gorney from Luxury Living in Chicago. Today we're going to look at homes in Lincoln Park and the history of Lincoln Park so you can understand where it's been, where it's going, and where it is right now relative to living here, enjoying the area, raising a family, finding a home. Paul Gorney from Chicago Luxury Living. Just call, email, text, whatever you need. Definitely have your back in Lincoln Park. Reach out anytime. People typically will have questions about moving here, living here, housing stock. Just reach out anytime. So Chicago's Lincoln Park neighborhood is just north of the downtown, and predominantly a big part of it is single family homes. So back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, it was a working class neighborhood with a lot of apartment buildings and kind of a normal Chicago neighborhood. However, when it started to be developed, single family homes were a big part of that. So there's a lot of buildings and smaller homes that have been knocked down over the years. The prices, of course, have gone up dramatically. But what you have in Lincoln Park is you have areas close to the lake, you have areas further away, up to mile and a half away from the lake typically. And the houses are on lots that sometimes, currently, there's only about 30 homes a year that sell under $1 million. The average price is pretty close to 1.9 million. And the homes that sell under $1 million are either on the L tracks, on very small lots. A typical Chicago lot is 25 feet wide by 125 feet deep. The smaller lots are like 25 feet by 70 feet, or they have very odd, unusual small sizes. So some of those homes go for a lot less money. Also, homes sometimes are right up on the L tracks, and when I mean right up on them, I mean right up against them. So those will sell for less money. Row houses that are attached to one another will sell for less money. And it's occasionally you'll have a coach house behind a building that will be sold as a single family home. So it's not really a true single family, but it's sold as a freestanding home, and that will sell for a lot less money. But really in the 900s is where right around the 900s is where you start to see a true single family home be available. And there's very few in that price point. Most are $1 million or over. So what you have is developers coming in. They typically will pay currently, between 1.2 and 1.5 million dollars for a lot of land, and they'll knock it down and build new single families that'll sell typically for $3.6 million. The homes that have been there for a while, some of them will sell for a lot less money and need a total renovation. They'll sell a little bit over land value. There's certain blocks like Orchard, Howe, and Burling that will typically have the biggest homes being developed in Lincoln Park. They're very close to the high school, close to Oz Park, which is kind of a center of Lincoln Park, a tremendous park, and a short walk to the Lincoln Park Zoo and the lake. Here on these three streets, they will have multiple lots available. One just sold, a 59-foot wide lot, which is over 2 lots, just sold for over $11 million. And originally, that land was purchased for about $3.8 million about 13 years ago. So, we're talking about high demand, a lot of development, and very high prices relative to other areas in the city. Now, Lincoln Park is considered one of the best areas in the city by anybody that ranks the areas in Chicago, and the schools are very good in Lincoln Park, and you really need to be aware of that, along with the proximity to downtown, the lake, and so forth when you're looking at single family homes. Now, an interesting point is Back in the late 80s, 87, the stock market crash. What happened in the early 90s is people were losing money in their condos and some of the homes, and they were coming to the closings with money. They'd sell, like, for example, a 2-bedroom condo and have to come to the closing with $50,000 just to close. I never really heard of anyone doing a short sale back then, but they were definitely coming to closing with money. So after that, there was a big boom, and the mid 90s was really started to get some serious acceleration in the market, and then we had the .com bust, and then we had a run up after that. Eventually we had the market crash in 08, and then the after effect in 09 and 2010. The one thing you want to keep in mind with Lincoln Park is when other areas of Chicago, the suburbs and the other neighborhoods in the actual city are hurting after a financial downturn, Lincoln Park is typically number 1 or number 2 as far as maintaining value and really being insulated from trouble. And it's been a very, very stable area, even in the worst of financial times. When appraisers were coming in and doing appraisals in 09 and 2010, they would have to just make an adjustment right off the top, and before they even looked at the house, they were given orders to take X percentage off in many different areas. Lincoln Park, they did not have to do that or do that as much. It was very minimal. So because of its proximity and its history and the tremendous development that's been done in Lincoln Park, it's just really stable. It's a great area, and moving forward, hopefully will be as stable as ever. And Michael Jordan lived in Lincoln Park when he started his career. Many of Chicago's top businessmen live in Lincoln Park,